Hi there, Mickey Mankis here with Out the Back Door. I am out in the woods right now and I'm going to be foraging some violet chanterelle mushrooms, and they're also called pig ear mushrooms. And I've been able to harvest quite a few so far. I think we've brought in like 41.5 pounds, which is just totally awesome. But we have found some more. I just want to share with you really quick where and what kind of habitat that they grow in. So let me get this turned around so you can see. Another thing I want to mention is I'm making a disclaimer. Do not just pick any old mushroom and think that you can eat it. There's a lot of toxic mushrooms out there. If you don't know your mushrooms, please consult somebody that really knows, that they're an expert on mycology and knows which ones are edibles and which ones are not. I do a lot of research and I look at a lot of books and online and comparisons, and if I don't know what a mushroom is, I may bring it home in order to do a spore print on it to learn more about it, but I won't eat it. So with that being said, alright, so I want to show you also, I found a turkey tail. Just a little one, but I just want to show you an example. Hold on here. Alright. Okay, so this is a turkey tail, and this will grow on a dead log. It can be growing on a fallen log, on a dead tree, upright, usually fallen down. And it's really thin, and these are edible, also medicinal. I only found a couple on there, so I only picked one because I wanted to show it to you. Okay, as you can see, we are really in a wooded area. This is not like in somebody's backyard, although it is out my back door. And these are what I've been harvesting lately. And let me see. I'm going to pull one up. Normally, I do have my knife with me and I'm going to cut them, but they like to grow in the balsams. Okay, and see how the veins come all the way down the stem here. Whoops, let's get this in focus. Okay, so this is a pig ear mushroom. I guess they're a little bit more rare, and we have an overabundance this year. It's really been a dry year, so I wasn't sure how well we were going to have any mushrooms, and then the last month or so it started raining and these have been popping up everywhere. So these are actually a choice edible, very good for eating. I dehydrated a bunch of these, and I also sliced them up and fried some up in bacon grease and put them in an omelet. They were delicious. They're very meaty, similar to a Portabello mushroom if you've had those before. But these are excellent to eat. So I do have a section here. Like I said, they like the balsam area. If you have balsams in your area, I would say suggest there. This is the late part of August, early September that I'm harvesting this. You're going to watch for worms and stuff though. But anyway, you're going to trim the very end off so that you're cutting these clean. Just cut them off with a knife at the base. You want to try to pick your mushrooms as clean as possible to get back so that you don't have as much cleaning to do. So I'm going to get going and harvest these up that I see, and there's a few more spots I need to check, but I just thought I'd share this with you really quick. This is part of my foraging. I love getting out in the woods foraging for different things that the good Lord has put here for us to eat, and so many people ignore. So all right, let me get picking here. Here's more of the pig ear mushrooms, and they go back quite a ways, and they're huge. So I don't know how many of these I'm going to be able to harvest because we missed this area before. And there's also some, they like to hide under leaves too. So as you can see, I'm not going to be able to pick those. If they have mold on them, don't even bother. Don't try to work around the mold. Leave them alone. You're going to end up getting sick. But they do like to hide under the green leafy vegetation also, besides just being in more of an open area underneath the balsams. So I'm going to try to look through this area to see if there is anything that I can still pick. It looks like most of them, I'm just going to have to leave them go, and I will come check out this area next year. As I was showing you earlier, you can see it does kind of resemble the outside of a pig's ear. And this falls into the category of chanterelles. Some of you may be familiar with like the golden color chanterelle that is very good for eating also. Please excuse the wind. We've got 50-mile-an-hour gusts happening and winds up to 30 miles an hour sustained. So it may be a little bit harder to hear me. Okay, so this is also called a violet chanterelle, and it's similar also to the black chanterelle, which I call black trumpets, and I forage for those also. So this is a purple chanterelle, and as you can see, there's a little bit of holes in the bottoms from the bugs. I'll keep trimming it up when I get home to see where that stops, and then I'm going to slice these up and saute them. This is also a pig ear, the violet chanterelle, and it looks a little different, but I'm going to trim off the end. I come back, if you can see, I've already been harvesting here and over in here. But I leave the smaller ones to grow a little bit bigger, and then I come back every couple of days and there's more for me to harvest. So this spot that I had harvested in before, I had just picked this one. You see all the holes in the center there? Let me flip this over. Yeah, that one's way too far gone. I'm not even going to be able to trim around. I mean, I'd probably just in this section here maybe get some meat out of it, but it's not worth it. So I'm going to put this back into the ground, and here, so that more spores can drop as it decays. And that way, what I'm going to also do is I document where, when, what the weather conditions are like for each year that I'm harvesting, so that I can go back to those locations. If I'm having a harder time locating somewhere, if it's really deep in the woods, I may use my GPS to mark that area if it's a really good spot for mushrooms. Here I've got some babies growing of the pig ear, the violet chanterelle. I'll come back in a couple of days and check on those. Okay, this is the area, the type of environment that they've been growing in for me. Like I said, in the balsams, you have to be like a little animal. I'm crouched down trying to crawl through all these branches and everything. So when I'm doing a lot of this, yes, my back does get sore. This is how glamorous I look when I'm crawling through the brush. And I'm usually pulling out quite a few branches out of my hair and stuff by the time I get home. But that's part of the fun of foraging. Okay. Now I'm not too far from home, and my basket feels fairly heavy. Not as heavy as some of the other days that I've gone out and gotten pig ear, but it's still doing pretty good. I would guess maybe about 10 or 12 pounds. We'll see when I get home and weigh the bags. But I do believe there's one more small section I need to check, and then I will be done for picking the pig ear for today. The next ones I'm going to be looking for are honey mushrooms with the ring and ringless, and when I start hunting those, I'll videotape a little bit about that. And also, I'm really hoping there's going to be a bumper crop of the black trumpets, also known as black chanterelles, and that's a very choice mushroom as well, actually considered gourmet. So I'm gonna go continue through the wooded area here where there's a lot of balsams, and look in an area that I had picked a couple of times before to see if there's a few more. Also, what I'm doing is I'm discarding all of the ends and mushrooms that weren't good enough to eat, that I tossed because they had so many bug holes and stuff like that in them, or they were just really past their prime as far as eating. And I put them in a bucket. I could just very well throw this in the compost, but being there's still spores in them, what I'm going to do is spread them in the same area that I've been harvesting. And I don't know if it'll work or not, but I'm hoping to actually get more of them to grow. So I found my bucket right now on the trail, and I'm gonna cut in and check on a few more mushrooms, dump that out, and get home. So anyway, I'll show you the end result in a little bit. I'm weighing the pig ear mushrooms that I just harvested, and we have 8 pounds on the nose. I already did do a tare, so I'm not weighing the pan that they're sitting on. But so that means so far in the last 4 or 5 days, I've managed to harvest 49.5 pounds. So, all right, so that concludes my little video tutorial on violet chanterelle, also known as pig ear mushrooms, and I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, please consider subscribing and hit that notification bell. Give me a thumbs up. If you have any comments or questions, please leave them below. I'd really like to hear from you. Until next time, I hope you have a wonderful day. God bless.